Hello and welcome. We are back. It's Wednesday night and this is better than Coronation Street. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. And do we have a cast list for you with a little bit of a change to our scheduled programming, and more about that later. But we need to get kicked off because we've got some busy people to speak to tonight who have other things to be getting on with. And I'm also a little bit scared. So we need to get him on because he said he needed to be on at 7:30, and I don't want to get in trouble because he will kick my ass. He is the man, the Marines, the SBS. He has done it all. He scares people on TV and makes them do silly things that they didn't know they could do, but he is that scary, or maybe inspirational. And I cannot wait to speak to him. He is a huge supporter of Doddie and the Foundation. He is active in Doddie Aid. He is the one and the only. He is Mr. Jason Fox, who I'm allowed to call Foxy. Hello, Foxy.
Hello, how's it going, Bruce? You all right?
Yeah, I'm very well. I'm delighted that you join us for a little bit of time. Now, you're involved in Doddie Aid. What have you been pleased with so far that you've seen happening?
Pretty much everything, because everything's been a damn sight better than half the stuff I've been doing. So yeah, it's all impressive. Loads of shifts going in. It's good to see the leagues doing well and all the little sort of smaller groups within that, in the teams especially. So it's been good. I am supposed to be like the male captain of the Barbarians, but I feel like I've shown about as much leadership as some people in high office in in England. So you know what I mean. It's been a poor showing from me, but I have been putting the miles in, so I'm racking them up. But yeah.
I'll bet you have. Gabby Logan likes to crack the whip as well. So do you need to when she's already there as the leader? She's a pretty impressive person.
Yeah, I'm happy to take a slightly less sort of aggressive approach.
Okay, so you're a mellow man, really. Now, there's a lot of people that we understand why they're involved with Doddie Aid because of their links through rugby or their links through entertainment, because Doddie's had his finger in so many pies. What's your involvement? How did that get kicked off?
Well, obviously, Doddie, I mean, is a legend. I'm a big rugby fan. I remember him, you know, when he was playing for Scotland and the Lions. So that was an obvious bit, but it was actually last year when Davey, who heads up the Edinburgh team, got hold of me through a mutual friend. So I met Davey actually at a wine tasting thing a few years before.
Shock.
So I don't know how I remember.
Davey meets most of these people around alcohol, whether it's wine or beer tasted.
So I don't know how I remember him or how he remembers me, but it happened. And so then he recruited me through my mate and Andrew Slater actually, and I was like really happy to get amongst it. Last year was great fun. I loved it. I actually found it easier last year because obviously we were fully locked down and I had the bike in the house and was just bashing. You know, there was not an awful lot else to do, which was great. So my undivided attention was solely focused on it, and it was I really enjoyed it. It was great.
I love that. I love that you sound like you were really honoured to be part of it, as lots of us do. And now you're on the bike, you're getting going. This year we're not in lockdown, but it's been amazing to see how inspired and enthusiastic people have been, isn't it?
Yeah, it is amazing. It seems to be. I feel it's grown again. So it is brilliant just to see it all playing out, and it does motivate you actually. You know, when some days you're like, right, you've been running around and then you're like, oh, I could, you know, go home and sort myself out, and then you're like, hang on a minute, there's a lot of people that are racking up the miles, the kilometers, whatever. So I remember that, and literally just before jumping on here, I was thrashing myself on the bike to get some more kilometers in, so I didn't make myself look so shameful.
Yeah, me too, Foxy. Me too. I've just been just been thrashing myself. Me and Craig Joyner just been zwifting. I cooked up a little mushroom risotto with Kelly Brown before I came on, just to make sure and put Hoggy's screaming kids to bed, because my heart goes out to all these very busy people. Foxy, you're a massive advocate for mental health, and obviously you've got personal experience of those things. What has this challenge done to support people's mental and emotional health, and what benefits can you see being taken forward for everyone that's involved?
I think it's the community thing's big. Like that helps people. You're all part of something as a community. You've got a single goal, which is to do something physically that is linked to raising, awareness, support, money for a cause that needs it. You've got the pinnacle person of that, which is an unbelievable individual. And so all that linked together gives people a sense of identity, especially in a time that's been, very, I don't know what the right word is, but it's just been, it's been turbulent. And so people are looking for something to associate with. So there's the community that you feel like you belong to. And then the identity is you're that person that's helping raise, doing miles and then raise awareness, etc., etc. So again, it's something for people to get amongst at the time, but also with all the other events that go on for My Name's Doddie, there are other things to look forward to. It's always good to have a look forward. So we did a few things last year, there's going to be more this year, and each time it's just I'm got that community that I'm looking forward to being a part of again. So all that basically is great for people's headspace, really.
No, I love it. And you were involved in the trek last year, and from what I could gather, you could have skipped it or walked it on your hands. How much did you enjoy just chewing the fat with guys on that, and being part of it? Doddie obviously dropped in and pretended that he did the whole thing. How much a buzz did you get from that event?
I absolutely loved it. There were some amazing characters on there. I walked for a little bit with Kenny Logan. He did a lot of the organising. I was with Simon Shaw for a bit. In fact, me and Simon Shaw, like trying to walk around, like we were absolutely fuming with Kenny because we were like walking around Murrayfield. Where I'm sure he sent us a long way around. There was a shorter way around. We're like 35 miles in, and I was like, when is this going to end? Where is Kenny? It was awesome. It was so funny. It was brilliant.
And those are great moments, aren't they? You can, we post on social media and we raise the money, but those little moments just matter so much to people.
Oh, massively. There was such a great there was such a great group on that one. We had the people that were leading it, and then again, people like myself and Kenny thought, "Oh no, we'll just lead it," and then we'd head off in the wrong direction, and we'd probably, I don't know. We did a few extra miles, I'll tell you that for nothing.
But you loved it all the same.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was brilliant. It was hilarious.
There's a lot of people getting a big kick out of seeing you on here, Foxy, and I know you've got other places to be and commitments to attend to. So before you disappear, give us that rallying call to get out there and thrash yourself on the bike, or get up the hill, or take the dog for a walk around the block.
Yeah, I cannot implore people enough to get out there and do it. It is an amazing feeling to be a part of, Doddie Aid this year, 2022. Get amongst all the groups that go out, the Zwifts, whatever it is. And if you can't, just remember you're not alone. You are on your own physically, but you are helping a huge, huge community raise support and awareness for an amazing organisation.
So before I let you go, are you going to sleep outside, up a tree, in a bunker? Like where are you spending tonight? Are you?
I regularly get kicked out. Yeah, I'm in I'm in under a bush in the doghouse. No, I'm only joking.
Where's the toughest place you've ever slept? And don't say the Premier Inn in Glasgow.
That's funny. That I was just about to know. Toughest place I've ever slept. I I had a very uncomfortable. If you really a very, I mean, I rode across the Atlantic Ocean. That was pretty uncomfortable. Curled up with a Scotsman, Aldo Kane. That was, yeah. We spooned every night for 50 nights. I'd say that was pretty uncomfortable.
I love it. I absolutely love it. There's so much to talk about, Foxy, but I know you've got other things to do. I really appreciate you dialing in. It's been brilliant to see you. Thank you for all your support, and I look forward to catching up with you again very, very soon. Thank you, my man.
Good luck, everyone. Keep plugging away.
Thank you. What a top man. Although there is still that edge, isn't there? I was still a little bit scared. I was smiling, but deep down, I was still a little bit scared. So, I've not got any titles to lose because I've never won anything. I've only ever had my Visa card declined, and this is definitely not a party. This is all about work. So let's bring in a real pro to make this look even better, because let's face it, amateur, but this guy does it up hills on the side of lochs. He's all what he does it in the drum kit at the back. This man, worldwide, loves Scotland, claims to be North and Mids, but we all know he's a Ouija. Lifesaver, gentleman, superstar, the one and the only Mr. Dougie Vipond.
Bruce, honestly, every time you introduce me, it gets more and more embarrassing, but thank you very much indeed. Lovely to be here. And Foxy, what was he like?
I know.
Incredible.
It's so cool. But talk me through this one. I got tickets to go and see Deacon Blue in Sunderland in the summer, called off. Got tickets to go and see Deacon Blue at whatever the Hydro is now called in the Weege, called off. Now, you're coming to Edinburgh Castle. I'm a wee bit scared because I think I'm the jinx. Do I get a ticket, or is that just going to spoil it for everybody?
We heard that you got the tickets, so that's why the gigs were called off, Bruce. I'm sorry about that, but the people complain about you. I mean, your behaviour in the last few shows has been appalling. We had to call the authorities, but so every time you buy a ticket, we have to cancel the show. So it's nothing to do with COVID.
I just want to get to the drummer. I just want to get to the drummer.
And that restraining order will remain in place until you start behaving yourself. Honestly, man. Honestly.
So,
Foxy, I've got to tell you a quick thing about Foxy.
Right, go for it. Tell me about Foxy.
I was over in Razzie earlier on this year, and they filmed the SAS Are You Tough Enough thing over there. And I thought, I mean, that's going to be a pretty hardcore place to stay. And I found out where they actually slept, and they slept in a barn. All the guys, the guys are there. And so, the competitors were in the accommodation as you see it, but they did actually sleep in a freezing cold barn. So, I mean, chapeau to him. He's a pretty hardcore guy.
I did love it backstage just before we hit record, because I get proper starstruck with all of you people, and I'm now speaking to Dougie Vipond from that Deacon Blue, but you got proper starstruck with Jason Fox. You were loving having Jason Fox in there.
Yeah. I mean, guys like him are just like, I mean, I'm a massive fan of rugby players as well. I'm like always in, I'm like a proper fanboy when I'm around about some of the guests, for all of the guests that are on this evening after me. But seeing a guy like Foxy, who's like, he's proper hardcore, the training that he did to do what he did, and for his living, my goodness, that's like, that's otherworldly and amazing. So it's great to be on tonight with these guys, I have to say. It really is.
Davy Oliver's keen for you to beat Hoytoon Hall. I think he could get Stuart Hogg and his brother Graham, and all feather Hogg could be your warm-up act. You could sing "Yield to the Banner." Go on, do it, Hoyk. They'll get big all day.
Oh, that'd be great. What is it? The drink is it rum and milk down there?
Rum and milk.
Oh my goodness!
You can't make that stuff up. Only in Hoyk. Like, we all love Hoyk, but only in Hoyk would you have rum and milk as your sort of traditional drink. But the other drinks are available, and Genius is now in a bottle. In a bottle. So you're involved in all sorts, and we love you for it. You've got this mad thing coming up at the weekend with the curry night. Now, we had the end of Doddie Aid dinner party last year, and it was an absolute riot, and how it went so well, I've no idea. But you and your pal Nick cooked up a storm, and this week you've decided, or this Doddie Aid, you've decided to go for a curry night. And he's just left the house, from what I can gather.
Yeah. Today, Nick and I had a technical rehearsal in my house, because last year we kind of cooked in our own kitchens because it was lockdown. We couldn't, but he does genuinely live across the road. So we were in my house this afternoon doing a technical rehearsal, and we're having a curry. We're making a curry this year. Last year it was steak and chips. And the hilarious thing about it today, because he did a little film of how to make garam masala. but he forgot to bring dried chilies over. So I had some dried chilies that I'd sort of made from a little sort of chili plant I had last year, but they were really hot. I dried them in the oven and I put them in a little bag and I marked the bag up with chili flakes, V-hot, be careful. So he'd forgotten these chilies and dried chilies. So I gave him mine and he was talking to the camera and just stuck his hand in the bag, threw them in a hot pan, and immediately all the kind of all the stuff went up his nose, and he started basically, his nose was running, and he started coughing for 10 minutes. So it's going to be horrendous on Saturday night, but full of stuff like that.
It will be magic though. The two of you can see the chemistry that you've got, because it's just funny. You're just two mates having a grand old time, and you're using food as the excuse.
It's a mutual disrespect, I think, that works between the two of us.
Which is what all great friendships are built on. It's absolutely superb. Now, Doug, you weren't expecting this, but we're going to do it anyway because I forgot. I'm supposed to be talking us through our winners of the week. So you're now going to make oohs and ahs at the right time so that we can give these awards out. And now I'm scrolling to try and find where the awards are. Now, I know who won Team South, because Team South WhatsApp group chose Team South. So our Team South winner was the one and the only Doug the Prop, who is in exile. He's down south at Wallingford Rugby Club, and they've got heaps of the coaches involved. But look at this. He's knocking out 6 or 7 kilometres on the rowing machine every day.
That is amazing. That
and
is amazing.
He's fading away. He's absolutely fading away. Doug the Prop is becoming Doug the Scrum Half.
I did see pictures of him last year because he did take part last year, didn't he? And he did look like he was built like a prop. But you're right. He's wouldn't he go as far as scrum half, but maybe like
he's some boy.
A wee bit slimmer, shall we?
His enthusiasm's brilliant. I love him to bits. Now, Northern Midlands is where you pretend you're from, and it's Joe Burton. Look at this, Joe. 6 miles. Go and say that one for me, Mr. Landward.
I have no idea. What I can Bochel circuit on the Glenlivet estate. What's that beautiful undeserted? How's hard of that? That's not hard to say. If you couldn't say it, come on, Bruce.
Bochel circuit. The Bochel circuit. Love that.
You say potato.
Well done, Joe. Some genius on their way to the winners, obviously, and 5p of genius goes to the My Name is Doddie Foundation. So 12 packs on their way. The Babas, Al Nori He's also a bit intimidating. He looks like he's ready to stick the heat on somebody, but he's a Babas member. So good on you, Al. I was looking at your Twitter page the other day, and he's been giving it big licks. Look at that distance, 21 miles.
On a walk bike. That's sensational. Amazing. Well done.
He could be joining you on your 500 miles. Now, Edinburgh, this is the boy. Tony McCarty all over social media. Look at him. I'm humbled by your generosity. £900 already raised.
Incredible.
And he's all over it. Well done, Tony. He's getting a lot of love on the Edinburgh group. And then Glasgow. Now, Glasgow, the team in Glasgow is a bit lonely. We'll be talking to Kelly Brown about this later to see if he can sign some people up. Now, Margaret McLaughlin will post this later, folks, because it's a lovely wee story, but I love the bit at the end talking about this woman who's going to go for a walk, and she says, no, didn't get to the top of the hill, but she also never just sat on the couch. Plus, she added another 6 kilometres to Doddie Aid, and we'll add more later. The hill ain't going nowhere. And in the words of Arnie, I'll be back. So good on you, Margaret. We'll get some genius out to you to fuel you up that hill. So, Doug, you're taking on this ridiculous challenge, the 500-mile cycle.
I am taking on the 500-mile cycle, but Bruce, I have got to tell you about this thing on Saturday night and how people can watch it, because it's hugely important. Because the grand sort of Doddie Aid dinner that we did last year, of course, was the steak and chips, and when we had Doddie's family in there, they had the boys in there cutting the carrots with a Stanley knife. Well, this year it's a big curry night because it's near Burns night. We thought we'd do a curry, but anyway, so it's a curry, beer, and whiskey night, and basically Nick there and we're trying to explain to people how they do it, because we understand what it's all about. But what you do basically is you go and buy some food. If you go onto your app and go to notifications, is that right? Let me just double check.
It's on the news.
Updates. You hit updates, and it'll say join us for the Doddie Aid curry. That'll tell you what we're having. We're having a curry. We're going to have a starter with chili garlic prawns, then simple chicken tikka with butter sauce as a main course. That's it, right out there. And you go there and you buy your list of ingredients and join us at 7 o'clock on Saturday night. There's also going to be amazing performances from musicians along the way. We've got people coming along, special guests to do the whiskey tasting and the drinking, the boozing, the beer drinking. I'll be doing something like that as well. But it's important to, if you get involved, and it's completely free, just come and do it. We're celebrating all the amazing work that you guys are doing for Doddie Aid, and this is a lovely way, sort of 3 weeks into Doddie Aid, to have this marvelous celebration. And Big Doddie, I think, is going to be part of it as well. And we're going to be down there with Kathy, and we're going to cameras in the house, and Bruce, of course, you're going to be hosting it as well. So I've got to talk about that. It's hugely important, and you can watch it by going to the Facebook.
The bit on the app has got heaps on it. It's got the ingredients. We're looking at king prawns as a starter, chicken tikka with butter sauce as the main. The beer, we've got Cobra, we've got Genius and Brew Punk IPA, whiskey Aaron 10 and Ardnamurkin, and soft drinks from Bon Accord. Did you used to get juice off the Bon Accord lorry? Remember when they used to drive round? Do they still have Bon Accord lorries?
Well, I'm from Renfrewshire. We're Crystal Clear. Struthers Crystal Clear was our scoosh of choice. Yeah, so just the same kind of idea.
Love that scoosh, yes. And we've got the Blazing Fiddler. Bruce McGregor's going to be doing some tunes. Davey and Ali McCoist. Do you think Coisty will show up?
I'm keeping some things. I am. Oh, yeah, he will. I'm going to keep some things secret, Bruce. There's some things I'm even going to keep secret from you that are going to happen on Saturday night. So we've got everyone who's
I'm
involved.
not even on a need to know basis. I just show up and see who appears on the screen. Hoggy's away making himself a cup of tea, so I'm hoping he's going to share that with us. Doug, you're a busy man. You're all over the show. You're on the telly, you're playing the drums, you're doing Doddie Aid, you're doing the cycle, you're cooking curry. So many talents. What's it like being close to bloody perfect?
I'm not perfect at all. You should see me training on my bicycle. I'm absolutely dying. I only really started for this Doddie Aid 500, the Doddie Cup 500 at the start of this month, having not really been on the bike much for a long, long time. And I'm really, really struggling. And I know that my team, the Tilly Troglodytes, will be doing a massive amount of work, but every time I get off the bike, I'll be pushing us back to beyond the back of the group. So they'll have to put a massive effort in to kind of chase everyone else, because it's going to be a long way. Actually, it's going to be fantastic.
Are you a full Sunday afternoon head to toe lycra kind of guy?
No, I mean, I just wear lycra in the house just for fun as well. But even if I've got the bike or not, no, I used to cycle an awful lot. I used to be really into it. And I've kind of let it go a little bit in the last year or so. I think actually after Doddie Aid last year, I weirdly didn't do much after it, and it's been it's put on the pounds and all that. So yeah, so it's great to get back, because Doddie Aid is such an amazing event for it raises money, it makes you feel better physically, it makes you feel better mentally. Everyone's doing the same thing. Everyone's chasing the dream. Everyone wants to win, but only North and Mids can.
Only North and Mid, yada, yada, yada. Now, we've got somebody who's also going to be doing the 500, and he's just got off his bike Zwifting with Sir Chris Hoy and Vicky Pendleton. Almost made me want to dial in. Did you see her on the dog programme? She went to the dog pound to get a dog with her mum.
I did.
Anyway, that's another story. But let's bring him in now. This is a man who's on his bike, but he's going to get some pelters because his sister's far better on the bike than he is, and his brother-in-law is away to Spain, sunning himself playing rugby for Scotland at Sevens. But we're happy he's here, and he played for Melrose, and people have been getting a little bit excited about that. So he's in place of Scott Hastings, who, due to some other reasons, isn't able to come tonight. Racing in is the one and the only Mr. Craig Joyner. Hello, sir.
Hi, Bruce. Hi, Dougie. How you doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Good to see you. You've just been off Zwifting with Sir Chris Hoy. Did you manage to catch up with him?
Sadly not. And by all accounts, he's spending most of the time with his hands not even on the handlebars and probably not pushing that hard. But yeah, even trying to catch Rob Wainwright's hard enough.
But neither of those people scored tries the way you scored, Craig. So didn't worry about it. Didn't worry about it.
The game has certainly changed. Back then, the leather was kicked off the ball a fair amount, but yeah, no, it's good to be here.
And you're sporting North and Midlands. Look at the two of you looking all smug, sitting at the top of the tree. Dougie, you were going to tell us, why are you North and Midlands?
Well, basically, everyone in the world qualifies for North and Midlands, because it's not necessarily about where you're from or where you live. It's where your heart is, and my heart is in the Highlands, chasing the deer, Bruce. So everyone anywhere in the world qualifies for North and Mids, and winners are grinners. People are joining us. People are getting on their bikes and they're working incredibly hard. Anyway, I live up here now. I'm kind of still in Counties, my local club as well. So, I keep that kind of quiet. So, and all my boys played there. So, I'm here. I'm here, and I love it.
Yeah. Craig, you should be with the South. You played at Melrose.
I suppose brought up in the North and Midlands and living here now, it is probably a fairly natural draw, sadly. But yeah, I just was there for a while.
And your sister is member of what team?
I think she's Glasgow. And of course, Lee Jones, he's with the Borders South. Interestingly, we took a duke in the water, and both in budgie smugglers. One of us ripped, raring to go in the Scotland Sevens, one of us less so. And Lee just happened to find the best photograph he could find and posted it, not realising it was probably the worst photograph of me. It was pretty shocking. But of course, when the call came from sort of Carol Hogg to say we'd like to form part of a team for the Doddie Cup 500, no more incentive required, having seen the photograph on Instagram. So thanks, Lee Jones.
So Jonesy shamed you. Now talk me through what's this? Why are you letting a Selkirk man into the family? Like, what have the standards dropped to the joiners? What's going on there?
don't go there. But no, you don't mess with your younger sister.
You don't mess with your younger sister, that's for sure. She'd kick many people's backsides.
No.
So, Craig, you got to play, and you know Doddie very well. How important is it for the troops to rally around the big man?
Oh, it's so important, and I just think that it's been great to see all the hard work that so many people have put in, and eventually everybody has to do something for themselves and for Doddie and for Doddie Aid and MND, and it's just great to be part of it. So yeah, of course, I mean, having played at Melrose, having played against him when I was at Leicester and he was at Newcastle, and of course with Scotland also. So. It's great to help the big man and the cause.
Dougie's looking so smug that he's got his North and Midlands pal on. Right, Doug, before I let you disappear, one, I want you to give Craig a bit of stick because your team's going to beat his team in the 500-mile cycle, and two, give us a rallying call for Team North and Mids.
Well, I don't think that my team is going to beat his team in the Doddie Cup 500, because it's not a race. It's all about all helping each other and getting to that match ball from Murrayfield all the way to the Principality Stadium. But I mean, we don't really need a rallying call. I mean, I've stopped actually sticking my miles on the app, Bruce, because we're so far ahead. And so everyone who's taking part in Doddie is doing an incredible job. It truly is amazingly humbling to hear all these stories. I mean, just the winners this week from the different regions. You hear these stories all the time, and it's a lovely thing to be part of. Everyone's doing it for the right reasons. Everyone's having a lot of fun, and everyone's raising a lot of money. We've got a few weeks still to go, and everyone's doing incredibly well. Let's keep it going.
Love you, Mr. Vipond. Love you so much. Are you at Murrayfield on Friday night?
I'm not Murrayfield on Friday night. No. Is that Murrayfield Mile on Friday night? Yeah.
Murrayfield
exactly.
Mile on Friday night. Yeah, we'll get on to the getting off at Haymarket. Do you know what getting off at Haymarket means, Doug?
No, do tell me.
Have you never known this story? Because the main station in Edinburgh is Waverley, obviously.
Yes.
But there was a slang term for certain activities that rather than going all the way to Waverley, you would always get off at Haymarket. There will be some people from Edinburgh, I hope, on here that know what the hell I'm talking about, because I ain't going into detail. But there's a well-known phrase that in Edinburgh you get off at Haymarket. I'm
far too pure for that kind of chat.
Yeah, I'll bet you are. So I won't see you on Friday, but I'll see you through the window, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday night.
Cheerio, bye.
Cheers, my man. So, Craig, you've got 500 miles to go on this bike. Who's in your team?
So our team consists of Dean Ryan, who is the Dragons Director of Rugby, and then we have Carl Hogg, and of course Hoggy's known probably as being a teammate of mine and Doddie's from years gone by, and obviously partner for Jill Douglas, and also Duncan Hodge. So I believe cycling's about power to weight ratio. We've got oodles of power, and we have got even more in terms of weight, and that's the issue.
Yeah, I see Hodgie a lot. I've seen him the last couple of days, and he's not sure about this, but he's starting to explain it away but it's not 500 miles, it's only that, and then you get to rest, and then you get, so he's trying to make himself feel better. But the bit that cracks me up, please tell me you know what's happening, because Hodgie doesn't know how he's getting his bike back for Cardiff.
that is really worried Hodgie. And so he'll be biting his fingernails, all concerned, but we've had at least 3 or 4 conversations about it. Interestingly, Hodgie seems quite keen to go to the game and have a bit of a party afterwards, and that's not classically Hodgie. And but I think after 2 days in the saddle, we're not even entirely sure what our sort of form our support vehicle's going to take. And in fact, just during this call, Carl Hogg just sent a photograph of kind of Winnebago, which sounds great because the original plan was a large transit van with a mattress in the back. So I just can't quite understand how that would work.
Hodgie's also, he's a little bit concerned about the sleeping arrangements because he's, a bit like yourself. He's had a nice life. He's used to the high life, and he's a little bit concerned about where he's going to get his beauty sleep. But I hear Dean Ryan's taking this very seriously. He's got you all on some pretty strict training programs.
Well, not strict training program, but we've had a team call already. He has all the supplements sorted as well.
Is that
even
code
when
for
you look at
Haribo?
the itinerary,
supplements, tag fastics, yeah.
But I mean, when you look at the itinerary, it was a kind of an exercise in misselling and not reading the fine print. It was sort of 2 nights accommodation at rugby clubs, and you start thinking, well, wait a minute here, that sounds okay. Is it a sleeping bag and a roll-out mat? But in fact, you're arriving at 1 a.m. and then leaving the next morning about 5. That's if you're there in time to get 4 hours, 5 hours rest. But I mean, it'll be pretty painful, I'm sure. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and again, for a great cause.
Yeah, it'll be magic. That'll be what keeps you going. Well, I'm going to bring somebody in to tag team here. He's been waiting patiently. I think he's finished his mushroom risotto. I tell you what, he's bloody changed. He has changed. Since he started getting paid about £3 million a game at Saracens, he has changed. But we love him. He sings. He looks very good. Another man who looks good in Budgie Smugglers. Here he comes. Look at him. It is the Lord Brown, the one and the only Mr. Kelly. Hello, sir.
Hello, HE. It's great to be here. How are you?
It still kills me you've got a Glasgow snood on.
Yeah, Glasgow, mate. Yep. I only live 380 miles away now, so I am in.
What? Like, I still don't get how that works. Why are you with Glasgow?
Well, because I lived in Glasgow last year and I led us to victory, I'm pretty sure. And so I felt that even now, though I live slightly further out of the city, I'm sort of now, I'm not in Glasgow, I'm in Greater Glasgow now, really. And so I felt I'd stay a part of the team.
Greater Glasgow, I love it. What's it like?
Sorry.
What's it like having one of your childhood heroes on? What's it like having Craig Joyner? How good's that?
Yeah, it's class. So yeah, I was saying to him before, I'd probably I'd have ball-boyed for him way back in the day. But so I am significantly younger, but I'd say the sad thing is that he looks significantly better than I do. But I guess that's the joy of being a forward.
You choose your positions carefully.
Yeah,
age
exactly.
7 or 8. But I'm pretty sure we did play at one point as a latter stages of my career, or at least I trained with you.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, potentially, yeah. So I'm trying to think. So that would have been in the late 90s. I'd have been sort of 16, 17. So yeah, I reckon you may have still been playing then.
Cabby Little has said you're half Ouija. I want to know which half.
Good half.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So, Jackie, you watch Kelly Brown leading Glasgow. I mean, absolute nonsense. You've got your North and Midlands on. Your sister's a Weege. Your brother-in-law's the South. It's pretty mixed up. You're sitting pretty at the top of the tables, though, North and Midlands. Is there anything you can do to rile up some of these other teams and get them to catch you?
Oh, I don't really think it's my place to do that. I mean, I think treading that kind of fine line, I think as long as everyone's doing their bit is probably the main thing. So, no, I wouldn't want to give anyone any niggle unnecessarily.
You're far too nice a human. You're far too nice a human. Look at the stats. They've raised over £100,000 already. There's a lot of rich folk up there, though, Jackie, isn't there?
Probably hide it well, like the South.
Craig, brilliant to see you. All the best for the crazy cycle, and we hope it goes well. Please look after Hoggy. I'm worried about him.
Yeah, I've been slightly worried since I saw Hoggy being out-sprinted by Jill for his Duke. I don't know if anyone else saw that.
Yeah,
so
but
the alarm bells were going off at that point.
There's still no evidence they duked. They got their feet wet. The video stopped as they got to shin height. So I'm still not convinced they duked. Whereas you did.
I'm pretty sure they were in neoprene as well. So I'm not sure that technically counts.
Hoggy was struggling to hold his breath for that long. Great to see you, Craig. Love you.
Love to see you guys. Okay, cheers. Bye.
Cheers, Jackie.
Hello, handsome. Now, you were warned to be ready with a tune.
I wasn't.
You were
I can't keep on singing bloody songs all the I'll maybe sing one in a bit.
Are you kidding me? Look at this. They need to join Kelly on a wee Duke. You're a man who knows how to do it in style. You must have. Have you got a wide range of budgie smugglers? Have you got?
I've got a couple of pairs. I've got a Scotland pair which I wore for the Duke last year, and I've got a pair from randomly, and it's an army rugby team. It's just randomly, so I've got a couple of pairs, so I'll get them on. Not quite as many places to swim in the middle of Hertfordshire, to be honest, in the winter, as there were up in Scotland. So, but yeah, I've been out. I've had a couple of Dukes. I quite enjoy it.
It is good. It is nice. How's life at Sarries?
Yeah, good. So I came back in March, and the week I came back, we got beaten by the Pirates in the first game of the championship. So that was a fantastic start. But it's been a testing 2 years. But I think it's now quite exciting. You know, we've started the season okay-ish, so we're second in the Prem, and so we're in the playoff mix. And I think everyone's just excited about the future. You know, we had a brilliant 10 years, you know, and won a bit of stuff, and then obviously had a bombshell at the end of it, which was really, really tough. But I think everyone's excited about the future, and I think I would say the best thing is, so when all the salary cap stuff came up, it's at times like that a place's culture is really tested, and so you fall apart or you come together. And I think the thing that we're sort of most proud about is that we came together, and a lot of the big dogs that could have left, you know, stayed. And so yeah, we're excited about the future.
Nice. And we've spoken before about Saracens was more about results on the field.
Yeah, so we think obviously all the salary cap stuff, a lot of people think, it's Sarries have bought the success and all this sort of stuff. For me, I mean, I'm clearly biased. Of course I am, but
you're also loaded, Kelly.
Well, no, in my defense, Emily parked every single one of those cars, and she was incredibly good at it. No, but it was. I honestly think so. We've got a good environment and a good culture, and you have that, and then you throw in some good players, and it leads to or certainly led to a lot of good things. And I think our excitement is the challenge just now is to do it all again.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and I love it. And I think as Scots, we get quite a big kick out of people going away and doing well. You know, we've got somebody else coming on who's doing that, and we take great pride. And you start to you know, you look for the result, then you start to support them, and you get a big kick out of it. And I'm sure you've got lots of people following Sarries. Is it, you know, announcements for Six Nations? Is there a lot of pride from the club and from teammates when their mates get selected in the international squads?
Oh yeah, massively, massively. So we know as a club, it's brilliant whenever anyone, you know, gets to go and play for the country. And announced today, Andy Christie is in the Scotland squad, a young guy at Sarries. I first coached him when he was 16. He was still at school. I think he just played for Scotland under 16. Incidentally, I just found out there's a photo of the two of us. So I went in to speak to Scotland under 16s when I was the Scotland captain, and I handed out all of the shirts, and I've got a photo, and it's the two of us, you know, side by side. And so to see him, you know, get that call, it is absolutely brilliant, and all the boys are buzzing for him, and just hopefully now he gets an opportunity.
That is really cool when you see those things, you know. Sia Khaleesi, I think, had one, and then later on they end up playing with them or coaching them. So a lot of us don't know much about him. What can we expect from him if he gets a shot? What kind of player is he?
He's always been explosive. So he's not the biggest back rower. He's about sort of 6'2" or 6'3", about 102 kilos, but he's quick, like he's proper fast. Not that big, I said, but still he's very, very good in the lineouts. He's got good feet. He's got some magic in him. And the thing he's really developed over the last sort of 18 months to 2 years was he always had the magic, but at times he wasn't as consistent at the simple things and the little things. Whereas over the last 18 months, he's been excellent for us, and he thoroughly deserves the call up.
Nice, I love it. Now, before we bring in your buddy, give us a rallying call. Glasgow need to up their game. Come on, get them behind you.
I just want to throw it in there. Okay, so two things. Okay, two sort of minor complaints here. Okay, before we get into this, right. Okay, the first thing. Okay, so we know that I am Glasgow through and through. Okay, so I qualify for Glasgow. I want to know. Okay, how many people in the North and Mids are actually from there? Okay, or are a number of them, okay, saying that they're in the lead, and so they just jump on the bandwagon. Yeah, I'll go into that team, okay, because that team's going to win. Okay, so that's the first part. And the second part, on the app, I want there for next year, I want there to be like a weight, like a feature on there, okay, because I can do a weight session and it doesn't count.
Hey, okay, enough about complaining about the app. Join all those other folk on social media moaning about the app.
No. I'm not. I'm just. I am merely suggesting an improvement.
Although I hear what you're saying, because when I'm shifting some of that tin and it doesn't count, it breaks my heart, Kelly. I'm throwing
So none of your squats have counted this year.
Nah, I know. Tell me about it. And I never skip leg day. Never ever skip leg day. There's Morven. Just you quieting down, Mackenzie. Stop being so smug. Stop you being so smug. Kelly, we're going to bring him in. I feel like I should stand to attention and salute because he is our captain. You've been captain, and this is our current captain. Now, I posted on social media that he's my second favourite Hoik man.
Second favourite.
And I copped a bit of stick because obviously he should probably be about 6 or 7. But I stuck him right up there. I stuck him right up there at 2. So, I mean, what can we say to bring this man in? Scotland, British Lion, captain, chief, warrior, all of those things, but none of it matters because he'll still always be for Hoik. Hoggy. There he is.
How we doing, fellas? You all right?
Yeah, very
Why
good
have you
to
got
see
the cap on, Hoggy? Why have you got the cap on? Come on, let's see the mane.
I can't, Kelly. I'm just out the sauna, mate, and it's a bit.
Just out the sauna.
I'm just in the sauna.
It's not at the house.
I'm just at the sauna. What wing of the house is that in?
Oh, here we go. There we go. You're talking to Kelly there, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's on the Sarries wages still, so who knows what he's got. So, Captain, squad announcement day, how happy are you?
Chuffed to bits. I think for me, very much looking forward to the next few weeks. We've been building over the last couple of years, and we feel we're in a good place. But we want to back it up, and we want to be better. So it's a young, exciting squad, and it makes me feel a little bit older seeing these boys that are coming now, and they're 20, 21-year-olds. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it.
That was you back in the day. How annoying is it when you get some of the old boys like Kelly that moan and dissect the game and tell you what you should have done when they're pundits and on the radio and all that? Like, do you send them a message and say, "Get a grip, man. Come on"?
To be fair, because Kelly's still involved in the game, I quite like it because he's still got an idea of what's going on. When you get the likes of John Barkley and all that involved, they've got nothing. John Barkley, right? He's the one I was watching. Right? I'll tell you a story about Bax. Bax before every international game, right, or a game that he's involved in, he'll text me during the week saying, what's the game plan? How have you boys been playing? What should I say on the telly? So I'm like, he sounds absolutely tremendous. Everything that we were telling him. So I'm like, he puts a couple of fancy words in here and there and makes himself sound better. But look, everybody's got an opinion on everything. Just to get my Twitter after the weekend.
You brought that up, not me. You brought that up. You were getting pelters on there, but we're not here. This is all positivity, Mr. Hogg.
Absolutely.
Kelly, what have you got to say to him before you disappear? What wishes have you got for him for the Six Nations?
Oh no, I think listen, that's we talking a bit, and I think it's a really, really exciting squad. I think the depth in the Scotland squad now is a depth that we've not had in as long as I can remember anyway. And so I look into the back row, and there's a number of guys that could play there. Whereas at times in the past, it was easy to pick. I think now it's tough to pick, and a couple of the guys that actually aren't even in the squad are very, very good players. So I'm excited about the Six Nations. England first up, what a brilliant start. England at home. I know all of the England boys will be wanting a bit of payback, but I think for Scotland, if they can get off to a good start, I think it could set up a brilliant championship. It's going to be incredibly tough, but I think it's the best Scotland squad we've had in a long, long time.
Amen, brother. Kelly, love you so much, and I'll see you for the France game.
I'll see you then, mate. So, okay, thanks, lads. Good luck, Hoggy.
Cheers, Kelly. Take it easy.
So, Hoggy, it is brilliant to have you with us. Thank you for taking some time. I tell you what, the Hoos and Hoik's looking all right.
If only we were in Hoik, but I'd have a better accent than the one that I've got now.
Well, look, I've got my Hoik balls are up here. I've got they're finished though. They're done. You'll have a muckle bit. Oh, there you go. Are you having that and some rum now? Is that to celebrate the squad announcement?
Nah, I heard you on about it earlier, so I thought I'll pluck it out the back of the cupboard and see what it's like.
Brilliant. Coming from a community like Hoik and having those boys in the Scotland squad, do you have a wee Hoik clique for a coffee, or do you have a wee Burnfoot corner in the Scotland changing room? How does it work?
Well, neither of us are from Burnfoot for a start. If my dad's watching, he'll probably kill me because he is.
Your dad is an absolute legend. I love you. He's one of the few referees I used to like.
He's some man. We had him down for the weekend. Had my mum and my brother and his.
I saw your brother said in some pictures. He's looking pretty sharp. He's like the ugly duckling. He's developed into a handsome man. He wasn't bunny when he was a boy.
Yeah, fine wine, as they say. Must be the fresh air in Hoik. I think that's why I'm aging a lot more than what he is.
You need to get back to regenerate.
Well, I enjoyed it getting back at Christmas, actually. We had a week off with a 13-team league that we've got now. So we actually, perfect time, and we got to spend a week at Christmas back in Hoik. And The boys were asking what I'd been up to when I got back because I couldn't understand what the hell I was saying. But no, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. In terms of Suz and Darcy, when we go into camp, they tend to stick us in a little corner on our own because they've not a bloody clue what goes on and what we're saying when we're all together. But look, we wouldn't have it any other way, would we?
There must be some pictures of you and Darcy, like Kelly's saying there with Christy. You and Darcy, you're not that much older, but old enough that you'll have seen him as a young pup. Does he still look up to you? Are you his mate now, or are you still Stuart Hogg superstar in Darcy's eyes?
No, I'm his mate. Like I think he is an absolute wonderful talent, and we were told about him many years ago when he was playing at Hoyk Lawns and coming through the high school and stuff. And when people in Hoyk start saying good things about you, it means that you're going to be bloody good. So now he was quality, and it's somebody that I really wanted to do well because he's such a nice, honest, genuine, hardworking little kid, and absolutely loves it. You can see how much it means to him to be around the Scotland squad every day. And I think kind of memories that I've got of Darcy was that I think in roughly 2014 or 2015 he was coming into the National Academy, and I got to present him his jersey for that, which looking back I think I was only about 22 or something at the time, so I was he was a kid, but now look, he's been quality for us, and how good for us to be back in after such a horrible time with injuries as well. So, and hopefully by the time I finish playing, there'll be more Hoyk people, or certainly people for the South.
Through the South. What was it like being away in the Lions? Obviously, no supporters and probably not what MD wanted, but an amazing opportunity, and to have Suz with you.
Quality, absolute quality. I think for myself and Suz, we started plucking out the photos from him and I playing together at Trinity Primary School. Then I think it was the Albion we had our second photo with. And then the first time I think we ever played together was Ireland on his first cap. But we got a good photo when we were in Japan, this absolute massive stadium when we were in the middle of Tokyo, and we were like, bloody hell, what's these couple of Hoyk Yetis doing here? But we we absolutely loved it. And then obviously he's had a horrible time with injuries, but it just shows the character that he's got to get back playing and to be involved in the Lions was absolutely tremendous with him. And no, it was really quite special that we both managed to get involved in the first test and earn our first cap together. Not many people can say they've done that with a school pal, so very, very special.
It was amazing. Trinity Primary's done all right, eh?
Oh, hell of a school. I have to back that up because my mother-in-law works there. She's still there. She said I was a little bugger when I was there, and I'm still a little bugger now, so I've never changed.
We didn't want you to. Have you heard about Darcy's try-scoring song at Edinburgh?
I haven't. What is it?
When Darcy scores, it's the can. And the place goes mental. It is absolutely magic. And when he scores, and everybody's going, it's Darcy, just want him to press the button. It is brilliant. It is so good.
That's almost as good as singing a Hoyk song when he picked up his first cap in Wales. He sung "Boy with a Flag" in front of everybody, and it was only Darcy and myself, and his mum and dad were at the back of the room, but everybody else was like, "What's going on here?" Basically, we're celebrating beating in English, but it was Wales. But time was different.
I love it. On Friday night before the Edinburgh game, they're calling it the Murrayfield Mile, so they're wanting folk to get off the tram or the train at Haymarket and then walk to the Dam Health for the European game, Edinburgh against Brive. So hopefully that'll be quite cool. And I would imagine the Grahams, the clan will be there supporting him, and his mother-in-law Eileen will be there causing all kinds of bother as she normally is. So Doddie Aid, you're involved. You're on the WhatsApp group getting requests for Rob Wainwright and me and all sorts. What's it like being involved in Doddie Aid?
It's quality. Obviously, I think it's a little bit more difficult for myself to get all the kind of added extras in that I need. I think if anybody has got a spare couple of patella tendons that they'd like to give me, that would be absolutely tremendous.
We'll have
look,
folk
I think-
posted if donate
Aye.
their padilla tendon to Stuart Hogg.
Honestly, I think I've got 45-year-old man knees. I've always had problems with them, but look, I think it's absolutely tremendous. You know, we're here to find a cure for MND. We're here to back up the big fella Doddie, who's an absolute gentleman, absolute legend. And we're all here for very, very good reasons. And I think for the south of Scotland, that where I'm from, to be in a position to represent him is absolutely outstanding. I think Kelly Brown's been on saying that he's representing Glasgow. I think it's because he now has a posh accent. He feels he can't, he can no longer represent the South. But look, it was never in doubt. We're captained by the petite general, little Greek, all the way from Japan, a million miles away, and he's still playing for the South. So, Kelly, yeah, next job, mate. But look, it's absolutely tremendous, and it's great to be involved. I think for me, I'm just logging everything that I do in training. I speak to the S&C coaches and work out in kilometres what I've done in miles and add it on. But unfortunately, I can't do any more because I'd get. I was going to say something a bit naughty there, but I better not. I think for me, I'll just continue to do what I'm doing and enjoy myself. But I'm loving looking at all the sessions, all the members, all the miles that we're racking up. But more importantly, all the money that's being raised. So keep going, everybody.
It's class. It's absolutely brilliant. What's your memories, Doddie Weir?
A fair few. I think for me, just being in a position to watch him play for Scotland, and I think ever since the kind of stuff about MND, like the amount of people that have got involved in everything that he's done over the last however many years, it's been absolutely incredible. It just shows the character of the man, and to see everybody getting around him is just absolutely tremendous. But you'll never forget the famous Bill McLaren saying when he's gone up the middle of the field and all that kind of stuff. But I think the best thing is he represented Scotland, and we all love him for that, and for him to come for the South, albeit a little bit posh in Melrose, but we'll let him off.
And you came up after games, and you've been on the stage in the Thistle Suite when Doddie was in his pomp, and you enjoyed those moments.
Oh, they're absolute quality. I actually remember I wasn't meant to be involved one of the days. I think you were on stage with him, and it was Tim Visser, and I was doing press at the other end. And I was coming back, and I thought, I want to get involved in this. Everybody's laughing and cheering. I said, I want to get involved in this. And the next thing, I jumped onto the stage, and he just comes across with a tray of pints. He's like, "Right, lads, who's having a boat race?" And I'm like, "I'm playing against Bessie." I said, I'm not losing to him. I'm going for it. We played in white jerseys that day, and I managed to pick up a pint of Guinness. And I thought, I'll win this with a pint of Guinness. Started chopping it, and then realised half of the bloody thing was down my white jersey. So I couldn't exactly hide it. But you can see everything that goes on in that room. As I say, the laughter, the cohesion that everybody's got, the amount of drink that's involved, all getting around him. And it's something that, like, I would love to get involved in more. Just if Toonie lets us go up, and we can all go up. But
hey, tell me about it.
We'll see how the England game goes, and then we'll be up there.
Right, that's it. I'm holding you to that, because it used to crack me up. We would arrive before the game, and we'd be told when the Scotland players come up, under no circumstances have they even be offered a drink, never mind made to do a drink. And you could just see Doddie nodded. Aye, watch me. And then you boys would arrive on stage, Grieg or yourself. I remember Ryan Wilson coming on, and it was like, right, lads, there you go. And nobody ever said no to Doddie. You couldn't say no to Doddie.
I think there was the fact that, and we had to, keep the amateur era alive and kicking, and make sure that we've still got that part of the professional game. And I can assure you that's one of the best parts of our game. I can vouch for that.
I think everybody's favourite video is when Grieg's giving it Big Laldy with the shirt off.
I've never seen a man hide away for as long after that, though.
He doesn't enjoy that one being brought up, does he?
Oh, well, to be fair, he didn't get in trouble over Rachel, his wife. So I think he actually quite likes it, and the fact that Finn's right next to him, he couldn't write it. He couldn't write it. A hell of a halfback pairing. It just so happens that they're two of the best on the beers as well. So hey, quality video.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Hoggy, it's absolutely class having you on. The squad's obviously been announced today. I'm not going to let you disappear without a bit of a comment. You're obviously captain. You're the leader of this squad. You must be really excited with what's coming.
Oh, definitely, because we've showed over the last couple of years what we're capable of. And I'd love to sit here and say we're going to win X, Y, and Z, but I think the thing that we've done well is we've just got on with our work individually, collectively, backed up our big wins, and hopefully we can just take that next step on to achieving something extra special, because I believe we can. The boys believe we can. It's just a case of going out there and hopefully things go our way. But believe in us, because something special is about to happen.
And when you get to play England first game, that's just a way to kick it off, isn't it?
Oh, it's quality. I think today or maybe yesterday when the England squad was announced, everybody's gone around congratulating us. 5 hour boys involved going out to England squad, and then the boys were a bit nervous looking at the Scotland squad that came out today. Henry Slade and Jack Noel. Looking at it going, that's a very, very good team. So obviously Johnny's pretty quiet. Johnny Gray's pretty quiet in the corner of the changing room, but Sam Skinner and I were really getting stuck into them. So we started it now, and it'll continue until we go into camp next week. But I think it'll be quality. I think one of the best feelings that I've ever had was 2018 beating England at packed out BT Murrayfield. So I'm massively excited to hopefully do the exact same again.
It's class. And what was it like playing when there was nobody there?
You know what? In the beginning, we were very, very fortunate because we could still continue doing what we loved. We could still go to training on a daily basis, and be able to play. And we talked a lot about as a Scotland team over the last couple of years of inspiring a nation. And then when lockdown came, we wanted to be in a position to lift the nation with our performances and with our wins. And you could see exactly what the football done when they qualified for the Euros. And then we were in a position to do the exact same. So that's what we wanted. Rugby is nothing without the fans. For me, who loves to play rugby, to put on a show, to express myself and have some fun, you need a crowd there to cheer you on. And sometimes they're on your back, sometimes they lift you up. But I absolutely love it. And for me, it's just amazing to be back at BT Murrayfield last autumn when it was packed out, and it really showed what it meant to represent Scotland. And for me, there's no better feeling than winning in a Scotland jersey at Murrayfield. So hopefully we've got 2 wins coming right up.
Class. We can't wait. And all the squads are strong, so we hope we get off to a good start. So the question, Hoggy, that's on everybody's lips, right? I can't let you go without it. Everybody wants to know, are you going to come back and play for Hawick when everything else is done?
I tell you what, I'd love to. I think I've got another 2 or 3 years left in the body. And we'll see where that takes. I'd love to be involved in Hawick rugby of some sorts. My brother and I had a conversation about it at the weekend, whether the body will allow me to run around on a muddy Mansfield. I'm not quite sure, but I'll definitely be involved in some way. I'd love to be in a position to get the next generation coming through, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But there's one thing for certain, I'll definitely be moving back to Hawick to get the fresh air and top up my accent again before my mates kill me.
Your brother's doing a cracking job, and I think he's got his accent back.
Oh, yeah. He's been away a fair bit of time, to be fair, but he's loving it. And he is really making a difference. You can see, on social media. That's how I kind of keep up with everything, on Facebook and stuff back home. You can see how much improvement and how much the kids are enjoying playing rugby. So, long may that continue.
And you'll be back for the common riding in the summer?
Fingers crossed. depends on the schedules and who we're playing and where we are in the world. I think we got Argentina in the summer, so we'll just have to wait and see where we are. But I'll definitely be there at some point. I think my dad would prefer if I'm not there at all because of the rum and milk. Like, but nah, well, if it's not me, the wife and kids will be up, and they'll be loving it. So we've got a horse and a pony here that we might take up the road with us as well. So fingers crossed it all goes ahead.
I've just got a message from Roddy Dean saying Mon Hoik.
Mon
Hoik. Love it. Absolutely love it. Hoggy, it's just been absolutely brilliant. Thank you. You managed to get the 2 screaming bairns to bed and put up with this nonsense. You've deserved some rum and milk to get you to sleep tonight. That'll make the knees feel better.
Oh, well, I've tried everything else. It might be a case to get a wee Duke in and see what happens. But if it doesn't make the knees better, it'll definitely give me a sore head. So I might not take the risk on that.
Team Sooth, brilliant to see you, Hoggy.
Cheers, Bruce. Take it easy, guys.
Cheers, my man. Absolutely class. You got to love that. You people are absolutely spoiled, and so am I. So pleased and so proud to get a chance to speak to these people and hear about Doddie and Doddie Aid and their love for being involved. Absolutely class, folks. It's just non-stop at the moment. You're out there, you're doing the miles, you're rowing, you're swimming, you're cycling, you're getting involved in all the events that are going on, and we absolutely love it because Hoggy's just nailed it there. We want the fans, we want the crowd, we want people on our backs to get us going, we want people to support us, and that's what this community of Doddie Aid is doing. Whether you're Team Sooth or you're the Babas or you're Edinburgh, Glasgow or the Glory Hunting North and Mids, it doesn't matter. Come one, come all, and get involved. If you can, there's other ways to do it. If maybe getting out there isn't for you, get involved in some Genius Cups and get some Genius down you and enjoy it. There's donations made to the foundation. On Friday night, get off at Haymarket and do the Murrayfield. But I can't believe that they've used getting off at Haymarket. Get off at Haymarket and join the Murrayfield Mile for the Edinburgh Brief game on Friday night, and you'll hear the best stadium announcer in the United Rugby Championship on Friday night, and hopefully we might get the can with Darcy Graham scoring some tries. Saturday night is the curry night, beer tasting, music, curry making, good people that you want to hear from. Come and spend your Saturday night with us. I'll be there. And as you can guess, I'm very excited about the whole thing. And then we've got the World in a Day next week. Next Saturday is the World in a Day, where we're going to cycle around the world with that man who is as mad as a box of frogs, Mark Beaumont. We love him and we love all that he does and the support that he gives to this foundation. Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, everybody that's tuned in, everybody that's supporting, thank you so much. Thank you for all the comments and engaging with what's going on. Stick around because we is going places and we're doing it together, because without each other, we ain't nothing. Let's find a cure for MND. Let's get through this situation we're in just now and come out the other end with big smiles on our faces, having hammered the English at BT Murrayfield for the Calcutta Cup, and we'll wrap it all up with that crazy cycle all the way down to Cardiff. Ladies and gentlemen, it's midweek. We're on the slide down to the weekend and everything that brings. If you've enjoyed yourself, tune in again next week, but we'll see you on Saturday. We've got a weekend installment. I love you. Be good, be safe, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Come on, the South.